about use of social media, Shape Your Place. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yes, go on, ask a question, please, Ms. Carr.
Well, first of all, did any councillors not receive notice of or the questions that I submitted? So you've all received them. Okay, splendid. Question number one, how many councillors have used the council's funded Shape Your Place website?
I'm going to reply to your email individually. I'm not really going to go around the whole number of councillors and get them to answer every question that's been circulated by email, Mr. Carpenter. I think it's better if we respond individually to your question.
Yeah, I'd be grateful actually I posted the questions on the Cambridge Shape Your Place website, and I think it would be better actually if all of the councillors responded individually on that website so that members of the public can see your responses. Would that be better, Chair?
I should be replying by normal email, as I normally do, to most of my constituent inquiries, but I can't speak for others.
Okay, well, the main one that I wanted to ask councillors on is really about youth engagement. Please could councillors comment on whether they would be willing to invite interested students from local secondary schools, especially but not restricted to Coleridge, Parkside and St Bede's, to visit the Guildhall and perhaps take part in a workshop where they can engage with officers, councillors and each other. Because Cambridgeshire County Council at my prompting is already making such arrangements for students at Hills Road, Long Road, Sixth Form College and Cambridge Regional College. Thank you.
We have had groups come here at various junctures over the years to address various issues they want to make us aware of. Someone like to comment directly to Mr. Carpenter's question? Councillor Cameron?
Yeah, as well as inviting students to come and see us, I think a number of us councillors, myself included, actually go out to institutions. I mean, I've been involved with Hills Road, Sixth Form College. In fact, took them through the process of creating a petition to present at Shire Hall to the Cabinet there in relation to safety outside the Sixth Form College, and that was very successful. In fact, people who know the Hills Road outside the college, they will see that there's an improved pedestrian crossing, and that was partly achieved through the pressure from the students. What was enlightening about that exercise was the students created an internal petition electronically, and we had over 300 signatures in less than 24 hours. So it's a kind of indication of the way the world is going, with young people being so familiar with electronic devices. I've also myself been out visiting secondary school, talking to year 9s about the political process. So I'm sure I'm not the only one who does this type of thing, and I'm willing to extend it further.
Councillor McGuinness?
I think because schools' budgets and education come under county, then it seems to have been maybe more engagement has happened with county councillors. So I know Councillor Sadek, when I first was elected in, had mentioned that he had done outreach and gone in and engaged in schools. Because of teaching secondary for so many years, then I do have quite a lot of contacts with teachers. And so, sort of on the back of that, there has been a student project that happened in Manor, for instance, and I linked them up with Arbury councillors to have some engagement with that particular project. And also a teacher, a colleague had contacted me, having about 200 French students, I think it was, and wondering what to do with them in terms of engaging them in our city. So I immediately had thought, well, actually they have to come and see our civic centre, come into the Guildhall. So in terms of that kind of outreach, I have to say, I believe at the time it was Councillor Stewart who, I have to say, did a marvellous job, but I had set that up and had thought to myself actually that kind of thing needs to happen more. So in a smaller scale, in terms of having small groups of students to come into the Guildhall, I've certainly done that. But I think, as I said, because in a city councillor capacity, we're not immediately dealing with education, I have been more aware of my county colleagues doing this, but possibly something that we can think about and be building more into what's happening. But, thank you.
Councillor Saunders.
Thanks, Chair. Well, I know Mr. Carpenter cares very deeply about this. I know he's a school governor. I know he's very interested in involving young people. The things that have been done before, as Zoe's mentioned, sound quite interesting. So I'd be more than happy to meet to discuss how we might organise an event for at least these area schools, if not further than that. I think the idea that we try and engage more people in democracy, how it works, all those things is really important. So yeah, can we meet and talk about it?
Councillor Brown.
Thanks, Chair. Two parts to this answer. I guess social media. I tweet. I've done over 63,000 apparently. They're not all about council stuff, as no surprise. I have used Shape Your Place. I haven't perhaps used it as much as I could, but I have used it. And my Facebook, I know it was mentioned, the email Mr. Duffy sent round. I'm afraid, and this may sound perverse, but when you're a councillor, you'll take anything you can get. That's why I actually go for online privacy. Young people engagement in democracy is something I'm actually quite passionate about. I gave a lecture on Monday about being in public life. However, that was actually in Oxford, not here, so otherwise I would have advertised it a bit more, but perhaps that's something we can look at doing locally for LGBT History Month. That was a particular thing with this or something.
Councillor Roberts.
Just in response to two things. Firstly, I didn't receive the email, so if you could just resend it to me. I've been having some problems with emails over the last couple of weeks. Or, if you don't mind, I probably have received those, but it's just been caught in my spam filter. In relation to this, I think there's much disagreement between either side on this. I know that it's something that Councillor Brown, based on a motion that we sort of inadvertently jointly did, is quite keen on getting people more involved, from outside students especially, but obviously talking about students under 18, obviously an awful lot of councils are school governors, and there's two to my right. In the last month and a half I've talked to Parkside Sixth Form about the council to their sixth formers, about the role we do some already, but obviously doing something more formally. I'm sure we all agree with that.
Councillor Johnson.
Thank you, Chair. I'm actually quite jealous of Councillor Brown because I've only got 23,000 tweets. And, I know. I have to catch up with you. Seriously, in response to Mr. Carpenter and Shape Your Place, I've used it, and I received a few emails actually from Shape Your Place from residents who have actually raised a concern, raised an issue on the website. They may not know who the ward councillor is. They may not care who the ward councillor is, but at least it's being channeled or funneled into the right, area, and that we as ward councillors are responsible for dealing with it and referring it to the appropriate people. So it does have a purpose, and I hope that as time goes on, that the site will evolve and more people will come to use it. The other point about democracy and engagement with democracy from young people, both myself and Councillor Brown were at the last Equalities panel, and one of the things that we discuss about future topics to be on the agenda is about young people and the democratic deficit with young people. I mean, we hear in the news about how young people just are feeling very, very disillusioned with politics and more generally. So actually reaching out and encouraging young people to come along and actually discuss with us how they see the world and how we can improve things for them, make them feel part of the city, involve them, engage them. Absolutely, I'm all for that.
Like several, I've been in schools and talked to students and more informed to answer their questions, some of which are astonishingly knowledgeable and some are not, shall we say. I just wanted to mention, though, that last week, I understand, the county tried an e-surgery. County Councillor Amanda Taylor did it, I think, on the Shakespeare Place setup. And I was talking to her about it, and she actually felt that it had gone really quite well. And whether I asked her if they were going to repeat it, not necessarily with her, but with somebody else, but she didn't. I think they were assessing it. Now, whether the city ought to be doing something similar, I don't know. Perhaps it's something we ought to be investigating. Unlike other people, I don't tweet, at least not in the formal sense. I mean, some people think I tweet all the time. I mean, that's a different use of the word. Neither have I got a Facebook page, nor am I going to. And no, thank you for those people who say, will I be LinkedIn, or will I be do this, or will I do that, or will I do the other? No. I will answer the emails as promptly as I can. And that'll have to do.
Any further comment? I'm sure you can reply to Mr. Carpman by email or on the social media, whether it's your choice. No? Okay, thank you.